let's get the party started. What party? Let's discuss how to eliminate debt. How can we strategically get rid of debt, whether it's consumer debt, whether it's your mortgage on your home, which is usually most people's largest debt and liability as well. So let's look at how we can get rid of debt. I like discussing getting rid of it. When you get rid of debt, you free up your cash flow, and your cash flow thanks you, your pockets thank you. And so let's look at one option. Now, there are many options with getting rid of debt, whether it is, just shooting from the hip, trying to pay off bills, or whether you're doing the snowball method, which is starting with the smallest debt balance and working to pay that off first and get to the larger ones later, whether it's the avalanche method, where you're looking at the debts with the largest interest rate being charged on those balances, or what we look at called cash flow index. So today, I want to discuss what cash flow index is in that formula. So CFI equals the loan balance over the minimum monthly payment, not the extra payments that you want to add to debt, but the minimum payments of that debt that the financial institution requires of you. So when we look at using cash flow index to systematically get rid of debt, we want to take the loan balance, divide it by the minimum monthly payment, and the highest number means the loan is most efficient. The low number means it is inefficient. So whichever debt has the lowest CFI number, that's the one we want to pay off first when we're using cash flow index to get rid of credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, different things like that, mortgages. And so I'll show you how to add all of that up, do the math on it, and see which debt to attack first. So two quick examples. If you have a home loan balance and then you have the minimum monthly payment, you would divide that into that balance. And by doing that, you see the cash flow index on the house is pretty high. So that would be one of the ones you want to attack later on. But when we look at an auto loan balance, if the car is $16,500, you divide 450 into the 16,500, cash flow index is a little lower. So you would want to attack the auto loan, pay that off first before you actually attack the mortgage balance. So that's just two quick examples, but even better, let's go to a calculator and implement this and show you how to use a cash flow index calculator to decide which debt you would attack first. And we can see what the cash flow indexes are on that. Now, just keep in mind, as we go into this, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on this. You can always go to Coach Steele's Finance Training, and please subscribe, where I have other great trainings and lessons talking about budgeting. Feel free to jump in on those as well. So when we look at the cash flow index calculator, let's say we start off with the American Express credit card. Let's say you owe $13,000 on that credit card, and your monthly payments are about $350 a month on that. Now, let's add your other debts on here. So we click on add a loan. Let's see, what else did we have? We had a Visa card, and that Visa card was about $1,000 a month. And you put in that your payments are minimum $200 a month, not what you pay, but what the credit card company requires that you pay. So now we have two debts that we have put in here, an American Express and a Visa card. So let's add one more. So when we look at that, we're going to add a car note. And let's say that car note, we owe about $30,000 left on the car note. And the minimum payments every month are $700 a month on the car note. Now, notice with the cash flow index calculator, it doesn't look at what the interest rate is on each one of these debts. It's looking at how much cash flow it is taking from you in connection to that balance. And so what we'll do is, now that we have it all in, and of course, if you have more debts, you would write them in, we would hit recalculate. Now, when we recalculate, this is pretty cool. We see that the American Express card cash flow index number is 37. The Visa is 5 and the card note is 43. So which one do we attack first? Anybody? Well, if you said the lowest number first, which is the Visa, then you are correct. We're going to attack that Visa first. It is the lowest number, then the American Express, and then the car note. Now, how do we do this? Let's pay attention. Let's say you pay all your bills and all your minimum payments on all your debts. At the end of the month, after paying all your bills, you have an extra $100 left over at the end of the month. Well, what you would do is take that extra $100 and add that to the payment on this Visa card. So instead of paying $200 a month to this Visa, you would end up paying $300 a month to this Visa card. Now, paying $300 is because you had an extra $100 left over at the end of the month. And instead of dividing it into these three to pay them off to try to pay them off faster, instead of taking $33.33 here, there, and there, and dividing that $100, we're going to take the extra 100, put it towards the 1,000. Now that's $300 a month extra going to that $1,000. We already know 3 months that will be about $900 towards this 1,000. So then you would need one more month of not that complete $300, but one more month to knock out the rest of that $1,000 balance. So now that Visa would be gone in a little over 3 months. What do we do with that extra $300 now? We find the next one, which is the American Express. So now instead of $350, we are paying $650. So $650 into that, we'll take that $650 every month and pay down that $13,000 monthly. So when you look at 13,000 divided by 650 a month, it would take another 20 payments to knock this out. So we would take 650, put it towards that 13,000. Now, of course, if the 13,000 is collecting interest, then it may be a little more than an extra 20 payments. Keep that in mind. If it's on a 0% interest card, then maybe it would take about 20 extra payments. So 20 times 650 is 13,000. So then we would have $650 knocking out the 13,000. Next, we take that extra 650 and of course we add it to the $700. So we're making $700 payments. We want that 650 to go to that to knock off that principal balance on this card note, of course. And so that would be a total of $1,350 every month going to the 30,000. So when we have $30,000 divided by 1,350, that's about a little over 22 payments towards the car. So instead of having a car note that may be for 5 years or 4 years, we're going to knock it out in about 2 years. And so that's using the cash flow index strategically to eliminate debt, take the extra cash flow left over at the end of the month, and attack the next debt. And so that's just one creative way that you can use to eliminate debt that you're looking at. Now, if you actually have a mortgage and you have a mortgage that you're trying to get rid of as well, then I definitely suggest beyond using cash flow index is to look at using accelerated banking. Accelerated banking is one of the best ways, most efficient and fastest ways to pay off your mortgage. And so what you would want to do is just go get a free assessment. Accelerated banking program gives free assessments for everyone. They'll look at your numbers, your information. They don't need anything too personal. It's not you're not getting your credit ran or anything like that. They're looking at your basic numbers, what you have coming in and what you have going out. And they have a great educational platform to guide you through the process on how to pay that mortgage off efficiently and effectively. You don't want a 30-year mortgage where you're trying to get rid of debt for 30 years. That amortized loan will get to you. And so people find themselves refinancing, and they end up in that trap, that rat race of trying to get rid of this mortgage. Go ahead and get connected with Accelerated Banking. I will leave a link in the description. That way you can click on that link and get further information, or feel free to call me at 615-257-5640. 615-257-5640. We're here to get rid of debt, eliminate debt, and that is the goal, and you can definitely do it. And accelerated banking is one of the fastest ways to eliminate debt. I had a 30-year mortgage, and even though this says 5 to 7 years estimate, I was able to get rid of my 30-year mortgage in 3 years and 7 months. All right. Thank you for listening, and look forward to getting connected with you. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and jump in on some of these other videos and get this free education and training that is at your fingertips. All right. Be blessed.